This is KK Hype 6 from the Black Star family, and today I'll be honoring our ancestor, the amazing writer and poet Claude McKay. Claude McKay was born September 15, 1889, born as Festus Claudius McKay. McKay origins are from a Jamaican background. McKay is well known and remembered for his literary work of stories and poems written on the basis of his experience living in America and Jamaica dealing with racism. McKay was also a key figure in the Harlem Renaissance of the 1920s and honored by the talented and legendary Langston Hughes. Claude McKay's commercial success was his book called Home to Harlem that crowned him as a provoking artist. Other great forms of his work are Banjo, A Story Without a Plot, To the White Fiends, Harlem Shadows, and Banana Bottom. Claude McKay was awarded with the accolade of William E. Herman Foundation Award for Distinguished Achievement Among Negroes. Sadly, McKay developed heart failure and died May 1948, but he will always be in our memories, and definitely his work is valued as it reflects his experience as a victim of white supremacy racism.
If we must die, let it not be like hogs, hunted and pinned in some inglorious spot, while round us bark the mad and hungry dogs, making their mock on our accursed lots. If we must die, let us nobly die, so that our precious blood will not be shed in vain, and even the monsters we defy will be constrained to honor us, though dead. Kinsmen, oh kinsmen, kinsmen, we must meet the common foe. Though far outnumbered, let us show us brave, and for their 1,000 blows, we will deal one death blow. What though before us lies the open grave? We will face the murderous, cowardly pack, pressed to the wall, dying but fighting back. I say we will face the murderous, cowardly pack, pressed to the wall, dying but fighting back.
Although Memorial Day is one of the most venerated holidays in American history, very few Americans know the true origins of the holiday. In 1996, while doing research for his book, Reunion and Race at Harvard University, a white man named David Blight, a history professor at Yale University, happened upon something which until that day had been an unknown piece of black people's history in America. His discovery was a box which contained the paperwork of a Union veterans organization and a folder labeled First Decoration Day, which Blight later traced to a race course and jockey club in South Carolina that had once been used as a prison for Union soldiers. As was stated in the online magazine The Griot in their May 27, 2013 article, The African American Roots and Civil War Origins of Memorial Day, during the final year of the Civil War, the Confederates had converted the Planters Horse Track, the Washington Race Course and Jockey Club, into an outdoor prison. Union soldiers were kept in horrible conditions in the interior of the track. At least 257 men died of exposure and disease and were hastily buried in a mass grave behind the grandstand. Some 28 black workmen went to the site, reburied the Union dead properly, and built a high fence around the cemetery. They whitewashed the fence and built an archway over an entrance on which they inscribed the words, Martyrs of the Race Course. On January 5, 1865, thousands of black Charlestonians, many of whom were former slaves, conducted a series of commemorations, the largest Memorial Day event in American history, in honor of the lives lost during the Civil War. Of the participants involved were 3,000 black school children newly enrolled in freedmen's schools, mutual aid societies, Union troops, black ministers, white missionaries, and teachers, all gathered together to commemorate the war dead. While black people at the time could not be fully aware of the significance of the 14th and 15th Amendments to the Constitution in regard to their position as slaves, they were very much appreciative of those who fought for the right to be free. Also, what was not lost on them was the symbolic power of their commemorative celebration being held on the very same grounds that had once belonged to America's aristocracy, where the rich and plentiful flagrantly displayed their wealth, leisure, and influence. With baskets of flowers, wreaths, and crosses, black women and children led the procession, followed by black men marching in cadence, along with a contingent of Union infantry and other black and white citizens. With songs of praise and biblical passages, black people in America founded a holiday in remembrance and consecration of a war they viewed as the triumphant emancipation over a slaveholders' republic. A war that to them was not about state rights, defense of home, or merely of soldiers' valor and sacrifice. It was a war about black people's freedom from oppression, and Memorial Day is a holiday on which we celebrate that.
Honoring Benjamin O. Davis Jr., full name Benjamin Oliver Davis Jr. Born December 18, 1912 in Washington, D.C. Died July 4, 2002 in Washington, D.C. Pilot, officer, and administrator who became the first African-American general in the U.S. Air Force. Being the first black Air Force general leading the Tuskegee Airmen Flight Squadron and standing up to the military establishment and advancing the cause of black soldiers. He was the son of Benjamin O. Davis Sr. and Elnora Dickerson Davis. His father, Benjamin O. Davis Sr., was the first African American to become a general in any branch of the U.S. military. Served in various capacities beginning in the Spanish-American War, including serving in one of the original Buffalo Soldier regiments. Davis Jr. studied at the University of Chicago before entering the United States Military Academy at West Point, New York in 1932. He graduated in 1936, finishing 35th in his class of 278. When he received his commission as a second lieutenant in the infantry, he became one of the only two black combat officers in the United States Army, the other being his father. Davis Jr. received many decorations during his career, including 2 Distinguishing Service Medals and a Silver Star. In 1959, Davis became the first African American officer to reach the rank of Major General, a 2-star general, in the Air Force, and became promoted to the Lieutenant General, a 3-star general, in 1965. On December 9, 1998, Davis was awarded his 4th General Star, making him a general of the highest order within the U.S. military.
Sonny Ali Burr, or Sonny Ali. His range from about 1464 to 1492. Sonny Ali was the first king of the Songhai Empire, located in West Africa, and the 15th ruler of the Sonny dynasty. Under Sonny Ali infantry and cavalry, many cities were captured and then fortified, such as Timbuktu, captured in 1468. Sonny Ali organized a fleet to patrol the Niger River from enemies. During his reign, Songhai surpassed the height of the Mali Empire and the Ghana Empire before it. His death was in late 1492. He was succeeded by his son, Sonny Baru. Sonny Ali ruled over both urban Muslims and rural non-Muslims at the time when the tradition coexisting of different beliefs were being challenged. His adherence to African animalism, from the Latin word anima, breath, spirit, life, is the worldview that non-human entities such as animals and plants possess a spiritual essence, while also professing to Islam, made him loved by all.
Queen Khalifa, decorated warrior general mother, was the grand and beautiful royal leader in the beloved, wealthy, and powerful land of the blacks, a civilization with abundance of natural resources. With territory spanning thousands and thousands of miles throughout California, from the coast of San Francisco to Baja, Mexico, as far as inland as Colorado, Utah, and the Pacific Ocean island nations, including Hawaii and Australia, places where most of the people and inhabitants were Aborigine, black, and brown people of color. Queen Khalifa was a powerful general and a strategic opponent who commanded and maintained a fleet of ships while ushering in a time of peace in all surrounding lands. She so loved, respected, and powerful was the queen. She projected her imperial will over the waters of the ocean, a master of communication and commerce, trading gold-tipped spears, gold, diamonds, precious stones, fur, food, plants, rare birds, and animals, as well as maintaining cultural and trading contacts with Africa and Australia and the Pacific Islands. This great lady ruler also successfully defended her empire during many wars. Queen Khalifa and the mighty empire of the California blacks, a people whose civilization and history has been lost in time and space throughout a deliberate destruction conspiracy of lies, secrets, death, and perpetuated by evil invaders of ancient America. Shaka Zulu, born 1787, can be said as one of the greatest warriors of all times, ever. Known for revolutionizing Bantu warfare through standardized weapons and special tactics, many enemies would flee at the mere sight of Shaka's army. Shaka united all tribes in South Africa against colonial rule. Shaka Zulu was one of the most influential monarchs of Zulu Kingdom. Shaka was assassinated September 22, 1828.
Mansa Musa was the 10th Mansa, which translated to Sultan or Emperor of the wealthiest West African Mali Empire. At the time of Musa's rise to the throne, Mali Empire consisted of territory formerly belonging to the Ghana Empire. Musa was a devout Muslim. He did his pilgrim to Mecca between 1324 and 1325. His procession reportedly included 60 to 70,000 people, with them bringing pounds of gold bars and hells dressed in silk and bore gold staff, organized horses, and handled bags. Musa provided all necessities for the procession, feeding the entire company of people and animals. Those animals included 80 camels, which carried between 50 and 300 pounds of gold dust. Musa gave the gold to the poor he met along the route. Musa not only gave to the cities he passed along the way to Mecca, including Cairo and Medina, but also traded gold for souvenirs. It was reported that he built a mosque each and every Friday.
So on this Black Star Presents, honoring the ancestors and the elders Memorial Day tribute, we're just showing honor and respect and homage to all the warriors throughout the centuries that fought for us and were strategic and that conquered, that were leaders. I hope you do the same. I hope you enjoy it. Peace and blessings to all the brothers and sisters out there with that warrior spirit in them. And never give up. Never stop studying. Never stop striving for best. We are the examples. Peace and love.